They should be thrown out of the union for trying to make a barbecue sauce out of mayonnaise. But welcome everyone to History Gone Wilder, or I guess maybe I should say Barbecue and Battlefields. This is the inaugural episode of Barbecue and Battlefields. People know that I travel a lot and go to these historic sites, and I eat a lot of barbecue when I go there. I want to go to local spots. So this is the first episode. I hope you enjoy. If you like it, let me know and that you want to continue this series. But I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina, going to Fort Sumter, and then I'll be checking out some local barbecue places, so stay tuned. First, let's go to Fort Sumter. It was here at Fort Sumter where the first shots of the American Civil War were fired, allegedly by Edmund Ruffin, who was a Virginian and secessionist who was so dedicated to the secessionist cause that he came to Charleston Harbor and allegedly fired the very first shot. When the Confederacy failed, he would take his own life as a result. Now you'd think being on a fort on an island that it would prevent you from wanting to escape. Well, there were deserters from Fort Sumter, and when they were found, they were brought back to the fort and executed. So there were executions here within the fort. There's a lot more places than just Fort Sumter here in Charleston, South Carolina. Every inch of this city is full of history. And one of the most historic places in the entire city, in my personal opinion, is the building right behind me, which is the Customs House. Now, the Customs House, at least on paper, is representation of everything that came into this city. So going from enslaved people to wool, lumber, anything that you brought into the city came through this Customs House. And so you're literally standing in the presence of history when you're here. If you're ever in Charleston, you want to come to a very solemn place, even though it doesn't seem so today because of the major highway running by it, Highway 17, you can come to the Stono Rebellion marker. In 1739, around 60 slaves attempted to fight for their freedom. They killed about 20 whites and were marching towards Spanish Florida to get their freedom. Many of them were captured, executed, and when they were executed, their heads were placed on pikes along this road as a signal to other slaves of what would happen if they rebelled. So it's a very sad place to be, but also a very historic place because it was the largest slave rebellion in British North American history. Well, the barbecue joint I chose was Melvin's Legendary Barbecue. I've ate here before, but I wanted to try it again and show it on the Barbecue with Battlefields episode. Now, they do have two different types of sauces. They have their Secret Gold as well as their Southern Red. I'm not a big fan of mustard-based sauces, but when you're in the place, try to eat it, except for the Alabama mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce. I don't know why in the world they decided mayonnaise was the perfect base. They should be thrown out of the union for trying to make a barbecue sauce out of mayonnaise, but I did choose Melvin's. I'm gonna try their Southern Red. I've tried it before, but I can't remember exactly what exactly it tasted like. But their mustard base is pretty good for being mustard base. I'm usually a sweet and red type of barbecue sauce fanatic. One thing I like about Melvin's barbecue is the quality of the pork. It's got a phenomenal quality of the pork. So if you go to Charleston, South Carolina, do yourself a favor. If you want barbecue, definitely go to Melvin's. Had a lot of people recommend going to Rodney Scott's. I ate there a couple of years ago, and honestly, it was one of the worst barbecue experiences I've had. I wouldn't even want that on my taste buds ever in my lifetime. I don't know what they did to the barbecue. It wasn't good. It wasn't flavorful. Didn't like any of the sauces. So stick with Melvin's. I can't decide which one I like better, the Secret Gold or the Southern Red. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. Another barbecue sauce I will eat and try, but I'm not a huge fan of either, is the vinegar-based sauces. But I'll eat them, I'm just not a big fan of them. Give me that sweet and red. So, I grade the barbecue on a normal grading scale that you would for any class you take. So, F, D, C, B, and A. It's hard to get an A on my scale. Extremely hard. So, I'm going to give Melvin's a B+. It's way above average. A C is not bad on my scale. A C is average. It's the average barbecue you can get anywhere else. Anything above a C is something that's go above and beyond, and to go to it if you're in that area. Again, can't decide which one I like better, either the Southern Red or the Golden Secret. I've just been exchanging them out as I've been taking bites. It already comes with the Golden Secret already on it. You can ask for it not, but it already comes with it on it. So add them together, it's actually a pretty good combination. So, thank you for going on my trip with me through Charleston. I may try to hit another barbecue joint sometime before I leave, but I had to come to Melvin's just because I knew how good of a barbecue it was. And hopefully get to have another episode of this. If y'all like the Barbecue with Battlefields episode, let me know. Hopefully you'll benefit from hearing what I think about these barbecue joints. That's just one of my passions. Is barbecue, and I try to eat locally at any barbecue joint I can when I travel. So, until next time, or maybe I might see you in a few seconds, depending on if I can find another barbecue joint. See you later.